What's up, YouTube? Thank you so much for tuning back in to another video with Endless Garage. Today we're doing something that's been highly requested. So many people have asked me to make a video on this, so we're finally making a video on it. It's going to be the ambient lighting kit in an F80 M3. So I'm installing it on an F80. Obviously my car is an F82. It already has that in there. I will be showing you guys that in a second. And yeah, so if anybody has any questions about the install process and anything, shoot me a DM, EndlessAutoStyling, or obviously comment section below. You can always hit me up there. There's going to be a link in the description so you can buy the kit. And if anybody has any questions, again, feel free to ask. Let's get this thing on here, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so to start off, this is the kit in my car. As you see, goes all the way around in the footwell. Everything is controlled by the iDrive, and it goes all the way around the car, including the back. And this is the kit that we are installing. So it comes with all of the LED lighting strips, which can be cut to fit depending on your car. Some cars have slightly longer door panels, some cars are slightly smaller, so this is able to do all F8x, F3x, etc. We have the wiring harness, the center console, which also has a light on it, as well as the module and the footwell lights. So this is the entire kit. We have to take apart the interior and go ahead and start the install process. This is a Boston green F80 M3. It is actually locked right now, so I will show you guys the interior in a second. Shout out EG Foreigns. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. All right, so here we have it. This is the interior of the car. We're gonna go ahead and start the process. We have to rip apart the entire dash, take the door panels off, etc. It's a bunch of work. And again, this will be coded to the iDrive so that you have all functionality in the iDrive itself. You can change the brightness, colors, everything. So let's get this moving. All right, so for the first couple steps, obviously you can see I've taken this apart a little bit. You have to pull this up. You have to pull the carbon piece out here, remove all the connectors. This AC panel is held on by 4 T20s, which goes right there. So you simply unscrew the 4 T20s, remove the plug, and this is about where we're at. I also pulled all of the little door panels down here. I haven't done that side, but I did the back. So we have to pull all the door panels so that we are able to run the wiring through. And we're gonna go ahead and continue ripping this car apart. So the first step we're gonna take is to remove all the controls from this piece and put them on the new piece that we have. As this piece has integrated ambient lighting, so we can move all the controls from this into this, and we will be able to put that back. As you see, guys, I was able to remove all the buttons and transfer it onto this. We're leaving the plastic on so nothing gets scratched. But again, we are done with this piece. That's all there is to it. There's just a bunch of little clips around that you have to kind of pull on, and this comes out. It's not too difficult, and there we are. All right, guys, so what we have here so far is we have the connection bridged. We have the module right here, which we will 3M right in here somewhere, probably in the back, a little bit better. We can 3M that in. From the module, you have to connect the other side with the connector, which is this. So we are going to be able to take this connector. This says module on it. So we take that connector, plug it directly into the module cable, start running the wiring up through here, and then we will take apart the bottom of the dash a little bit so we're able to run our wires properly. So we'll take all that apart, start running the harness through the actual dash into the doors. The way the doors work in this is we have to unclip this connector right here. We're gonna have the harness running into the plugs. I'll show you guys later, it will make more sense, but there's 4 wires. So there will be some slots in this harness that are not used. So you're gonna use those 4 slots. You have to do the same thing from the other side. And when you make that connection, then you're able to use this OEM style connector. So the lighting strips have, again, 4 wires on them themselves, and you run the lighting strip in here, take those wires, run it through here, plug them into there. So we have to do that on both sides. Again, it'll make more sense when I actually take the car apart. It's a little difficult to explain. So again, we have the module. We're going to do the connection, start running the wiring harness through around the car. All right, guys, so you have to pull this little piece off right here. You simply reach in, push this clip, and it will release right out. There's another screw here, there's one screw here. So after you remove those 2 screws, you're able to pull this up and pull this out just enough for you to be able to run the wiring harness through this area up into the dash. And that's what we're going to do right now. We have put everything in the center console back together. The wiring is running all the way in the back over there, of course. I removed the bottom panel down here with 2 10mm. You remove the 2 10mm and pull the bottom panel right down, and that will expose all of this. So what we did was run the wiring. It's a little difficult to see, but run the wiring through here, go to the right, and pull it out right down there. So as you see here, we have all the wiring. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. And then keep in mind, you have to remove this panel. You have to take off these panels. Boom. They come off easily once all the paneling is gone. And the connectors right here, again, we got to remove anything that's in the way so we can get to the actual connector and actually do the connection to the door panel. However, the first thing I'm going to do is run all the wiring, get it all set up in the proper spots, so that I can go ahead and tomorrow just deal with the doors and get all the lighting strips on and then get the car coated, and we'll be all done. All right, so we have a bunch more done at this point. Keep in mind, I always like to tape up the connectors so that we make sure that they don't come loose. But essentially what you want to do is, there are multiple splitters. There's 2 different splitters. You have to find the correct wire in the harness. It's a little difficult to tell, but when you're able to find the correct wire in the harness, you simply put a splitter on that, and then you put the splitter again on the same wire, and that allows you to have the connection for the AC panel, as well as the dash right here and the dash on the other side. And obviously you run 1 wire to the dash on the other side, and you have the 2 wires right here so that you're able to connect everything you need to connect up here. Okay, so I have prepped 2 of the strips already. This is the dash, and this is the other dash piece on the side over there. You want to go ahead, 3M the very edge. You don't want to do too much. That's a good reference right there. Again, don't mind this. I'll clean this up a little bit. But regardless, you simply go ahead and 3M on the strip. You want to make sure it's pretty low so that it fits properly, as you have to clear all of this on the dash right here. So I can now go ahead, I have my wiring right there, plug that in, plug all of these connections in, put on the dash piece, as well as put on the other piece over there, connect it, and we are all done for the dash at least. On a side note, you also need to remember that you have to cut the strips, so you simply go ahead, chop it off right there at the end, wherever you want it, and you do that for all of these strips. They are simply cuttable to size, and that way they work on a few different vehicles. Alright, so it's time for me to explain the door wiring. Again, I mentioned you have to pull the controller out. All you really have to do for that, this is going to be right here, plugged in with this pushed down. All you have to do is grab a screwdriver, grab this, push it up. You pull it up until it clicks. When it clicks, it releases. So then you can simply pull it off. The inside will come out as well. So we have all of the wires right here. There's 4 of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to find, let me zoom in. All right, we're going to find 4 free slots. What I'm going to use is the bottom 4 because they're right there and easy to get to. We have to make sure that we plug those same wires in on this side as well after we pull the shielding we're gonna have to plug them in the exact same spot, and that is what allows the lights to actually work. So again, very simple. You plug them in. These are the 4 wires. You can take a picture of it or something. Plug those 4 wires in. You have to do the same thing on this side. You just have to kind of flip it. You have to remember it's a little flipped. So again, it's not really going to be too confusing because you know it's the bottom 4 and everything else is taken up. So we're going to use the bottom 4 once again. Do the same thing on the other side in the back, and we'll see what the front looks like, the front doors, when we open it up. I completely forgot this last step. You actually have to pull this blue connector up, that part of it. So there's 2 tabs on each side, 1 tab on each side. You simply pry it up a little bit. This will slide up and off, and then you'll be able to click them in. Without doing that, you're not able to click them in. All right, so all I did was pry up on this and then pull the connector up. Now you're able to see down here, you don't even need to pull it all the way off. You can kind of leave it just like that. Plug in your 4 wires, and we can move on to the next step. All right, so there you have it. We have the orange, brown, white, and blue from top to bottom. So we just have to make sure that we do the same exact thing on the other side, and as long as we do that, it will work perfectly. So yeah, we simply can go ahead and push this connector back down so it locks it in place, and we're good to go. All right, so now we have moved on to the front doors. Again, same thing, pull the connector up, push the other side in. I have it right here. The front electronic module, the FEM, is in the way. There's 2 bolts that you have to take out. 2 T20s. Take 2 T20s out, and again, just simply go ahead, get this thing out of there, and we are going to do the same wiring process. It's going to be 4 different ones on this one because you have to see which slots are open, and we'll probably choose something up top for this one. But yeah, and that's pretty much it, and then we can move on to the actual doors. All right guys, so here we have the front all plugged in. Again, keep note of what wires you put in where, because you have to repeat that on the other side in the actual door. So same process. We got the blue, white, brown, and orange. Again, this time they're at the top. Sorry, this is not focusing. There we go. This time it's at the top. And again, make sure they click in properly. Put the blue seal back on, and you're all good. All right, folks, so this side is all done. Everything is buttoned up. Make sure you remember to plug in the footwell light. Plug that in, put everything back together. We have all of this good, as well as back here. All of that is back together. So again, we're gonna finish up everything on the inside, and then we will leave the actual door cards for last. And to do the driver's side, you have to remember, pull the OBD bracket right off. It's 3 T20s, 3 of them. Pull it right off, get the harness out just like all the other ones, and we're good to go. We're gonna plug in the wires, button everything back up together, and go from there. All right, so we have the wiring ran for the front driver door. This is the connector side on the door. Door panel is off. All the wiring is done. And this is the connector on the other side. So again, the original strip was pulled right out, and we installed this new strip. And now we're ready to put the door panel back on, connect everything back together, and we're done with the front door. But you have to keep in mind, keep these connections at the same exact spot that we put the other side at so that they pin up properly. And we're all good to go. Lock that in, of course. We're gonna pull the wiring a little bit, make sure it's nice and taut, and we're all done. All right guys, so I'm gonna show you how to take the door panel off. On the passenger side, We did get the lighting done on the driver's side. As you can see, that is the strip. So we're gonna go ahead. There's two T20s. Boom and boom. Two T20s. To remove, pull the door panel. That will release the clips. Then you gotta unplug a bunch of things, and it's quite simple from there. But again, remove. Then we rip out the OEM ambient lighting, which I'll show you. All right, folks, so we got that passenger door panel off. This is a passenger driver. Simply pull the door panel, take this thing, we're gonna flip it over. Okay, so once we flip it over, this is the actual ambient lighting right here. Oop. Zoom, please. Focus. There we go. Okay, so that right there is the ambient lighting. What you want to do is pull up on this connector and start pulling it out. All this is a little fiber optic tube, so you want to get it out of there. It's not the easiest to remove. There we go. Once it's through though, oh, cracked. Doesn't matter, because what you do, come over on this side, you're able to see the ambient lighting. So I'm gonna stick a pick tool in there and grab it. All right, we got the pick tool. Time to pull the ambient strip out. There we go. So once you get it going, you can go ahead, pull that directly out. That is the stock OEM useless ambient lighting, Sean. Useless.
It is weird.
It does nothing. Anyways, ambient lighting's out. Now you could go ahead, grab your strip. We have to run it in here, cut it to size, and 3M it on. And then we have to do the connection again, obviously. We have our wiring connection for the actual harness. Do that connection, connect all the wires back together, and we're all done. All right, folks, so I'm gonna show you how to sneak this ambient lighting in. You see this little area right here where the original was ran? You are able to squeeze it through. I'm actually gonna squeeze it through. I can't do this while I'm on camera, but I'm gonna squeeze it through, then I'm gonna show you what I did. So obviously the OEM tabs don't really matter, so we push this tab up and out of the way. Now we can simply sneak this all the way through. So once you have it snuck all the way through like that, you can see the end of the wire. You want to kind of push it back, get it in place, and then we're going to make the cut. So these are cut to fit. We're going to go ahead, get this in a good spot, make the cut, and as you see, the wiring is right on the back, and then you can simply push this back down, and it's like factory. It's not too terrible, but yeah, we'll simply do this, and we can stick it on, move on to the next door. All right, guys, so ambient lighting is all installed. As you see, everything works. We're about to coat it. It's about to be coated right now. Looks super sick. And yeah, so I'll show you guys after everything is coated what it looks like. All right, folks, so here we have it, the final result. Super nice. Everything works, everything is coated. So as you see here, we have the iDrive functioning. Super sick kit. All right, guys, so it is the next day. Everything has been fully finished. We did go ahead, detail the engine bay, wash the car. We also applied some protector wax. The car is super slick, super shiny. Looks very, very good. I did also have to fix some wiring on his Starlight headliner, as well as get some other little things situated. So again, this is now the interior as is. Check it out, guys. Nice Starlight headliner. I'm gonna 0.5x zoom this so you also can see everything, and we'll close off the video. All right, guys, as you see, car's looking very, very nice. I dimmed the lights so you guys can see everything pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the ignition so that we can get a good look at the Starlight headliner as well as the ambient lighting together. Excuse the fact that I have the seats down. Everything in here looks super sick. We're gonna go ahead and change up some of the colors on the inside. As I showed you guys, everything is color changing through the iDrive. The battery of the car is a little low, so don't mind that. I am gonna have to throw it on the charger right now. But yeah, looks super nice. Super happy with the results. Stay tuned on the next one, guys. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I had a great time getting this done on this nice F80. So again, if you guys are located in North Jersey area, hit me up. We can definitely get this kit on for you. And if you are just interested in buying the kit, we also will be sharing a link down below. Please check it out. I hope you guys like the outcome, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. Peace. All right, folks, so this M3 is about to be picked up. Again, just wanted to quickly, for one last time, show the ambient lighting. Pairs very, very well with the Starlight headliner. That is a beautiful look at the front of the car. That's the money shot right there. But yeah, guys, just thought I'd show you guys that one quick clip. And quickly show you the rest of the car. Super, super sick car.